How's it, folks? There is a new video that's just been posted by Downlight where they basically go over the Q&A with Timon, the franchise director for Downlight. They mostly cover the exact same questions and answers I already covered in the previous video of the Q&A, but they do go into a little bit of extra information, a little bit of extra detail that wasn't brought up in the written answers. So this is going to be quite a bit shorter than the previous one, just going to be covering the new information revealed in this video, so you don't have to watch the nearly 20 minutes long video to get only the new little tidbits of information. So the first bit of extra clarification was when Timon was asked how long the game was. He specified that 18 hours is for the main and side story content. However, if you like to explore and find Easter eggs and discover the secrets, that would take you quite a bit longer. It's just the story content and the side quests associated with it that will take you roughly 18 hours. But you probably can get a lot more out of it by just exploring the area and whatnot. And then the next little bit of extra information was when he was asked about new enemy types. He once again talked about the human enemies able to use guns and shoot back now, but that was already covered. But he also specified that there are going to be new enemy types, and one of the things he can reveal is monsters called freaks, which are associated with the story of Carl Crane and being in captivity and whatnot. And these monsters are basically significantly stronger versions because of the extra experiments done on them. And he did mention that there are more different types, but he doesn't want to go into a lot of detail just yet. And then when the question about the Nightrunner Tools was brought up, he didn't really want to answer this question because he felt like it would go heavily into spoiler territory, but he did specify that the grappling hook will definitely be making a return, but he didn't want to talk about any of the other Nightrunner tools. And then with regards to post-launch support for Dynamite the Beast, he said it's a bit too early to talk about any of that at this stage. At the moment, they're focusing on content completion and they don't really want to talk about any post-launch just yet for Dynamite the Beast. And then he did go on to specify that they are not dropping Dynamite 2. They are going to keep adding more content to the game, and they are going to keep working towards a 5-year of support for Dynamite 2 like they promised. He just wanted to double iterate on that. And then when he was asked about needing to play either Dynamite 1 or Dynamite 2 before playing Dynamite the Beast, he said this is a self-contained story. It does have Carl Crane voiced by Roger Craig Smith from Dynamite 1. However, it's a self-contained story and you don't need to have played the previous games to understand this story in this game. But those who did play the previous 2 games could find extra bits of information and extra Easter eggs and might get a little bit more out of the game. But it is not necessary to have played the previous games in order to play and enjoy Dynamite the Beast. And then my favorite answer out of this whole Q&A session was when he was asked about bolding interiors. And he specified that they're going for unique buildings. It's not going to be copy pasted across the entire map. And for the majority of buildings, you can't just walk in through the front door at ground level. You have to do some sort of parkour puzzle to get inside. Maybe it's a wall jump, or you have to do a bit of climbing or whatnot. Most of the buildings in Dynamite the Beast involve some sort of parkour puzzle to gain access to, and there are going to be unique interiors and whatnot for the buildings, which I'm really glad to hear that, because I am currently working on a video where I'm listing different things I would like them to have changed from Dynamite 2 moving on to Dynamite the Beast, and copy pasted building interiors was on that list, so I need to re-record and add something else to replace that, which is my own problem. But it's a good problem to have because I am glad they are adding unique interiors and whatnot to the buildings. Hopefully it will make the game feel a little less stale. And then there was a question asking if Carl Crane is blind. This was another one of those questions that he specified that he didn't want to go into too much detail about, and he would rather wait until we're closer to the release date and he can give more information. With regards to the release date, it hasn't been announced just yet. They actually went into a little bit of detail down in the comment section where someone asked them to take their time with the game, and they specified that they are going to take their time, and that's why they haven't announced the release date yet, because they want to focus on completing the game, content completion, and then they will share more information when they've got that sorted out and have a more definitive time frame to work towards. Otherwise, the majority of the questions and answers were the exact same as what I covered in the previous video that was discussed over on Discord. If you aren't aware of those questions and answers, I'll have that video linked at the end of this video. And I know there was still some confusion about the actual timeline of when Dying Light the Beast takes place, so I'm going to include this little graphic that shows you how it happens after Dying Light 2, and Kyle Crane was captured quite a few years after the first Dying Light game, and then he was held in captivity for 13 years, which included the story of Dying Light 2. So hopefully this clears up the timeline for when Dying Light the Beast happens for those of you who are still a little bit confused about that game. Other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic day. Take care, and cheers for now.